This might mark the end of Shavkat Rakhmonov's career. I'm talking critically. It's looking dead. The slope is slippery. His bones are eggs. I'm talking physically. He just had many failed surgeries. It costs bread. He pays him bitterly. And before his last fight, I told him break a leg. He took it literally. Yeah, baby. Yes. I mean, no. Brother, no. This is not happy day, guys. Shavkat Rakhmonov's career, man, that was looking very promising up until this point. Undefeated fighter. It's looking like it's coming to an end. And I'm going to tell you guys why. This what I'm finding out, what I just found out last night. Last night is when the news kind of dropped about there's something wrong with Shavkat. Now, if you guys didn't know, Shavkat hurt his ACL. It was an ACL and meniscus injury that happened during training, December 2024. Now, since that happened, all he had to do, or they made it seem like he just had to have a quick operation on his knee. And then after that, his ACL, his meniscus, everything will be fine. That's not the case, or that's what he thought initially, but that turned out not to be the case. After his surgery, he was trying to get back into training, not learning how to walk again, but he's trying to get that ACL working properly in the meniscus. But during that recovery period, apparently something went wrong in the first surgery that he's not healing correctly. So now we're seeing today in January 31st, 2026. Keep in mind, the initial surgery and all that was late 2024, early 2025. That whole process of recovering, he spent the whole 2025 recovering. But then while recovering, he re-injures himself because the first procedure didn't follow as planned. And now we're in January 31st. And as you can see from this video, Shavkat Rakhmonov's in some bad conditions to the point where he's walking around, guys, with crutches, a knee brace. It's looking bad, man. This is the look of someone who just came out of surgery recently, So it's pretty evident that I don't know what operation they did the first time, but it just didn't work to the point of he had to get it redone. And the fact that he's getting it redone, you can see by here, it's a whole nother reset of a process. Now, one thing about ACLs and meniscus injuries, they take a long time to heal from. And if you don't heal appropriately and try to rush into things, it's going to make it that much worse. This is not something you just get surgery on and it's done with. It's easy. Now I'm back to normal. It's a long recovery process. I've had PCL injuries in the past. I had some ACL tweaks and I understood that I couldn't rush back into like collegiate track because I knew that it was going to make it worse. So the hardest part about this, believe it or not, is the recovery period, which I'm not really surprised Shavkat maybe hurt himself again trying to maybe get back into training, but now it looks like it made the situation worse. So it actually might have not been a mishap in the first procedure. Rather, he was training too hard and something went wrong again. Hence why it's 2026. This procedure happened late 2024 and he's still not walking without appliances. Like, this guy can't walk straight right now. This is horrible. Shavkat Rakhmonov is 31 years old, guys. This is the prime of his career. This is the peak of his career. His last fight was December 2024, I believe, against Ian Gary. Before that, his last fight was a year ago. It was Stephen Wonderboy, December 2023. So it's not like he was wicked active before this. So it's turning to the point where now we're in 2026. We haven't seen him in over a year. The whole 2025 he was missing. And now he's going to miss the whole 2026. And if we're lucky, we're going to get him somewhere midway in 2027. Or late 2027, because even after he recovers, he's going to have to get back into full recovery, learning how to walk, and then that's when you get back into training. And then how is your ACL going to be? This is one of those injuries that change you forever. This is Derrick Rose going down, like when his MVP years. This is like how it is. This is how bad or significant this is for Shavkat Rakhmonov at the age of 31. He was looked at as the most promising person to beat Islam Makhachev. I don't think he could have beat him beforehand. Definitely don't think he could beat him now, especially with this ACL injury. Now everyone in the world knows his weakness and his injuries, and they're gonna be going for that knee with those low kicks, So it's one of those things that change you. It's one of those things that turn you into a what if, like Zabit Magomedsharipov. This is the kind of injury we're dealing with now. It is expected that he's going to be out for 9 to 10 months. But what people don't understand, this is not just some 9 to 10 months Shavkat's going to be out and then he's going to come back in the 11th month. This is 9 to 10 months of that he's going to be out of action. Like, he really shouldn't be doing anything that's going to be vigorous to his knees. This is all just recovery phase. So 9 to 10 months, it pretty much tells you that this whole year, we might not even get some training footage of Shavkat Rakhmonov sparring. That's probably not going to be a thing that's in the realm of possibility in 2026. This just means he's going to be out recovering fully. I'm assuming he's going to get back into training full force, depending how his ACL, because this is one of those ACL meniscus that's were re-injured. So it's obviously chronic and is reoccurring. It's a re-injury. It's not just like, oh, well, it's fine now. And no, this is a re-injury of the same problem that was causing him so much problems prior. So it's something that's going to always be with him. So when he gets back into full-fledged training, he's going to always have to wear a knee brace. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls like a Usman. Usman never wore a knee brace in the ring, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to have to start walking down stairs backwards. Bro's going to be Usman Maxon, man. Like, this is like nerfing an extremely talented fighter. Now, I will say that this is one of those things that since he's 31, we know we're not going to get him till like maybe 32, 33, but it's not even just like the age that's the problem. It's the inactivity. Because if Shavkat does come back, the whole inactivity realm is going to be a thing that we have to consider. Like, how good is he really going to be? Because now he's inactive. Now we haven't seen him fight. And I'll be real, his last two fights, and I'm saying Ian Gary was a great win. You know, same with Wonder Boy. They're great wins on paper. The Wonder Boy fight started to show people like, wait, he's when he's trying to grapple, his offensive wrestling's not all that. He was holding Wonder Boy against the fence for like 7 minutes. Same with Ian Gary, not really much success in the grappling outside of just holding him in against the fence, you know. So it's kind of like towards the end of him, not the end of him, but towards the end of the situation of his career that we've seen, we started to see him slow down. That could be pointed to the knee injury. So that's showing before he even had surgery. Of course, it was causing him like major problems. It maybe slowed him down because before those two fights, he was very reckless. He was very heavy on chasing the finish. He was kind of like, I want to say, reckless in an almost questionable way, which was getting him caught by people like Jeff Neal. But the way he slowed down in the last two fights, I did think the surgery was necessary. But now it's one of those things where like, were you better off without surgery at all? And now it's one of those things that, how bad is this surgery that the fact that you're going to be out for another 2 years? Like, this is a 2-year layoff off of one surgery. You know, maybe 3 years, depending on how this recovery looks. But Shavkat did post a tweet, and he does seem hopeful in it. He's pretty much saying being a fighter is not easy, and there's like big setbacks all the time. This is not going to stop him, and he still has his goal of bringing his belt back to Kazakhstan, as he should. You know, but you gotta imagine how frustrating it is for a fighter who was looked at as supposed to be that next champion before Islam was even considered going up to welterweight. Shavkat was looked at as a guy who's going to be welterweight champion, who's going to beat Bilal Muhammad. You know, he was the guy in the talks for it. And honestly, stylistically, I would give him a good shot against some of those former champions. You know, but now we're to a point where this guy in his prime is sitting out at the prime of his career, not because he's inactive, but because he can't actually come back because of his injuries. So it's like inactivity mixed with injuries. It's just not a good mix for a fighter at the prime of their career, because now you're essentially losing your prime. Prime is actually heavily relied on by momentum. That's something I feel like people miss. They think prime is just an age, or prime is when momentum's coming. You've been training continuously. You're winning fights. It's all momentum, That's what puts a fighter in their prime. The fact that he had all that momentum, and then the injury happens, and he gets less active, and now he needs surgery, and now he can't even. How long has it probably been since Shavkat Rakhmonov trained? Have we even thought about that? Like, how long has it been since he's actually had a full-fledged training? Since December 2024, there's been zero footage of him training, because that's when he hurt himself in training and sparring. You know, I don't think the clip was ever released about how he fully hurt himself. We just know that happened in practice and training. You know, so I hate to say the guy's career is over, because that feels like I'm kind of jumping the gun. But realistically, a chronic injury is something as serious as an ACL, meniscus injury. You know, it's one of those things where like they are career ending. We've seen it be career ending in multiple sports, not just this sport. It transcends just a UFC. We've seen it in NFL. We've seen it in NBA. We've seen it in a lot of professional high level sports. You know, ACL is just not something you injure and you just get over. And the fact that this looking like a chronic one from Shavkat, because he re-injured it pretty quickly after the first procedure, you know, it's telling me that this must have been serious, you know. And Shavkat was actually hiding this, because if you think about it, this footage wasn't supposed to be released. Like, this is not Shavkat wanting to release a footage like this. This is someone recording Shavkat who catched him in 4K. It looks like he's somewhere high in the stands. And after that, that's actually what prompted Shavkat to come out and talk about this. He literally said in this, "Today, I have to be honest with you guys. Due to ongoing injuries, I had another surgery." Like, he literally, like, it sounds like he's almost apologizing because he was hiding it from us. To be fair, we would have figured it out anyways. I think why he didn't go public with the fact that he re-injured the injury is because, one, like I said, injuries are weakness. Like, fighters don't want to go public about it. And then two is like, maybe he could have just like You know, thought he could recover quick enough behind the scenes, which would have been dumb. I'm actually glad that we know about this, so we can't say, oh, why is Shavkat being wicked and active? Him getting exposed did more positive than negative. Like I don't know why he thought that him getting exposed for getting hurt like made him be like, oh, today guys, I have to be honest with you guys. Bro, who cares? You could have been honest with us. We're not gonna say, oh, you suck, you're inactive. Like now we know you're injured, so now we understand you. But it's one of those things, guys, that I feel like it's gonna hurt the career more than anything. I do hope Shavkat comes back and does well, but like at this point, the division's going to change a lot. Like, bro, by the end of 2026, 2028, bro, that's years have passed. Division will change. Like things will happen. There's going to be maybe a new champion. Maybe Islam's not even around anymore. Maybe there's new prospects that hit the scene. Shavkat's just not going to be in the title picture anymore. Even like this year, we're talking about Shavkat still in the title picture. Oh, Shavkat versus Usman. We're still trying to match up Shavkat with top guys. But it comes to the point that like when he comes back, he's going to, I don't want to say climb the ladder again, but there's going to have to be some hills he has to go through. We can't just give him a title shot or give him a number one contender slot because we don't know how good Shavkat truly is, especially at this point of his life where he's coming off reoccurring injuries. He's wicked inactive because he can't fight. Shavkat's career is definitely going to change from this point on. I hate to say it's over, but it wouldn't be smart to say it's just starting. But let me know what you guys think about Shavkat down below and his injury. I think it's one of those serious things that needs to be talked about, which is why I'm making a video on it. And I hate to say it's the beginning of the end, but it might be the beginning of the end. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's it for me. God bless. 2, 3, 4.